How are we celebrating Halloween? By identifying famous scary movies from the 30s, and we have created a new symphonic soundtrack. I think the 1931 Frankenstein movie was at the crossroads of the development of movie scores. It's a talkie.
Think of it, the brain of a dead man, waiting to live again in a body I made.
However, it has no musical soundtrack in it whatsoever. Its sequels, The Bride of Frankenstein, The House of Frankenstein, The Daughter of Frankenstein, coming later in the 1930s, they all have musical soundtracks.
So conductor David Wroe has added his own live soundtrack for a Halloween screening of the original film.
The movie is 1 hour and 10 minutes long. We have 16 cues. Now repeat. 1, 2, go.
He chose scary music by Saint-Saëns, Strauss, Liszt, and Prokofiev, and then led his 100 musicians of the Westfield Symphony in semi-darkness while Boris Karloff loomed on the screen above.
We watch it now, and we probably see a little humor in it. I'm pretty convinced that when it was firstly created in 1931, it was as scary as the scariest movie we can possibly see on HBO or in the movies right now. Therefore, what I tried to do was find music which mirrored the serious, scary drama and the dark, mysterious colors which come through in the movie.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
The Frankenstein Project was born out of a desire to marry fine art with the popular idiom.
That's the Bride of Frankenstein.
It's Lon Chaney from London After Midnight. Boris Karloff as the mummy. There's Frankenstein.
I have been collecting Frankenstein memorabilia and Boris Karloff memorabilia since 1962, so that's over 40 years. There were a handful of films from 1927 to 1932 that had sound but no music. So that's why this is so interesting.
I had to divide the movie up into a series of sections. Okay, that's another 3 seconds and 25. And fit the music into these sections, timing it down to the second. I rehearsed it many, many times between myself and the computer. One of the early scenes in the movie is the burying of a coffin, whilst 2 protagonists move in, dig up the coffin, and try to steal the corpse. I took a section from Richard Strauss's Also sprach Zarathustra, not the famous opening that we often hear in the Space Odyssey 2001, but rather a very moody, quiet fugal passage played by the double basses, the celli, bassoons, all the instruments of the orchestra, which are very low, which create atmosphere. The section where the murdered little girl is marched through the town centre. What I've picked is the section from Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet, The Death of Tybalt.
What is it? What is it?
Maria, she's drowned.
When Frankenstein appears in the movie, I have taken the opening bars of Franz Liszt's Totentanz. It's almost horrific, as is Frankenstein. But secondly, the interesting thing is this music includes the Dies Irae, which is the famous medieval Gregorian chant of the Mass of the Dead.